There's more live horse racing for you Sunday afternoon. The action from Newmarket and Ripon, Sunday afternoon from 2, live on Sky Sports 2. Next we go to Detroit. Light welterweight prospect from Manchester, Ricky Hatton, given more international experience early in his career. He's done everything right so far. 19 straight wins up against the Costa Rican tonight, Gilbert Quiros. What do you expect from Hatton, Barry?
Well, I think he's got to look impressive tonight. He's an attacking fighter. He likes to fight coming forward. He likes to dominate. He likes to be in control. Americans love that sort of a fighter, and he's an attacking body puncher too.
Barry, his performance last time out in Liverpool, did that swing this occasion tonight? Did the Americans say, we want him over here?
I have no doubt they've been watching. There's a lot of talk about this young man over there, the hitman from the UK. And his performance last time out, he's just getting better and better each time. He oozes confidence. He walks through these guys. He was going to take a look at this guy and take him apart. As soon as he had a look at him, he realised he wasn't going to be able to hurt him or keep him off. He decided to set about him and just take him to pieces. His body punching was marvellous. He broke punches through, and he made the guy look like a complete novice, and then wiped the floor with him. He's a terrific prospect, and Americans just love guys like this. And believe me when I tell you that the likes of Saab Judah, the likes of Costanzo and Millet, they're all watching this guy. They're watching him, and they know, and he feels that he can beat these guys, and they're going to be looking at him very closely tonight. So he's got to impress, and he will want to win the same way as he's won here. This is a tall, rangy opponent, apparently. This opponent, Quiros, and he's only been beaten a few times, so he's a good, tough opponent, and it would be good for Hatton to measure himself against that.
That one was in Warrington, in fact. The previous time in Liverpool against Pedro Terran, that was in March. Same result. What did that one tell you about Hatton's rate of development, Spencer?
I think he's improving all the time, as Barry said. You know, he just looks better with every fight. This opponent that he's got tonight, Quiros, is perfect for him as well. He's tall, come forward, and very ploddy apparently, a bit slow. So that will suit. Hatton will look tremendous over there. This last time out, this was no easy pushover. This guy Terran, he really was tough, and Hatton done an excellent job on him. He dug deep, showed a lot of courage, took a couple of good shots. Then we see him here just switching around the body. He picks his shots lovely. You see him, he comes off that line, he steps around the sides. He really does pick his shots beautifully.
Explain this to us a little more, would you? Coming off that line, what does that mean?
He's not standing still in front of his opponents. You see him here, just the way he steps around to the side. So he's not there, he's not in punching range, he's just moved over to the side. The opponents look up, wonder where he is. He's round the side, whacking away with the hooks to the body. As again there, you see him just stepping round. Just that little 6 inches around each side. You see him, if he just steps around there, just comes off that line straight in front of him. See him just switching from side to side. And that's something that Billy Graham works on in the gym. I've done one of those trainers things with Billy Graham. He's done exactly the same with me. On this body bag, he has him there, throwing hooks, coming off that line, that straight line, moving round to each side.
Fascinating. Billy Graham and the camp so far, Julius, they've been very happy with the rate of progress. Let's remind ourselves, he is only still 21 years of age.
Yeah, 21
Do you still
years
want to
old.
keep reining him in a little bit?
No, I think now it's not a test really for him being over in America. It's time for him to shine, you know.
Let's see how he acquits himself tonight in Detroit. We can go live. He's ready to go. Gilbert Quiros, the opponent, Hatton, looking to make it 20 in a row tonight as a professional. And joining Glenn McCrory for commentary, it's Ian Dark.
And we're in the Fox Theatre in Detroit. Ricky Hatton, who calls himself the Hitman, in the home of the original Hitman, Detroit. Of course, Thomas Hearn's country here. He is on the undercard tonight, but it's another American showcase for Ricky Hatton, who's already appeared in New York and Atlantic City. And of course, as an amateur, he went to Cuba to win his World Junior Bronze. So he's a pretty experienced traveller. He's not going to be fazed by this, I don't think, Glenn.
He's not going to be fazed at all. He's going to enjoy this. It's all part of his education. You know, he's a scholar of the game. He knows what it takes to get there. You know, and he's quite prepared for all that. So you know, he'll be enjoying it.
This Gilbert Quiros from Costa Rica, the opponent, is tall and will be something of a mystery man, but he has lost a couple in 14 fights already, so Hatton will start as a favourite. I noticed on some of the independent rankings now coming out of America, we're seeing that Hatton is ranked number 7, as high as that, although he's not really fought anybody yet. Let's go to our MC, Ed Lover.
Next fight scheduled right here at Fight Nuts. The Fox Theater is going to be a good one. This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds for the WBO Inter-Continental Junior Welterweight Championship. The opponents are in the blue corner. This young man weighed in at 141 pounds. He tipped the scale with a strong fit. He has a record of 11 wins, 2 losses, with 9 knockouts. From Costa Rica, Gilbert Quiros. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with gray and blue. This young man has a nickname known to all in the Motor City as the Hitman. He comes all the way from Manchester, England. He tipped the scale at 140 pounds with an outstanding undefeated record of 19 wins and 15 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a round of applause for Ricky Hitman Hatton. This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds. The referee is Dan Kelly.
Okay. Give you guys your preliminary instructions. I want you to obey my commands at all time. In case of a knockdown, go to the furthest neutral corner. Don't come out until I call you out. I'll suspend the count if you do. I'm very firm and really fair. Touch them up. Get it on.
12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Inter-Continental Junior Welterweight.
So what can we expect from Hatton tonight? He has looked in electrifying form against Central American opponents recently, beating them all in his last 3 appearances inside 4 rounds or less. Hatton in his traditional outfit, the tall, much taller Gilbert Quiros from Catejo, near the Costa Rican capital of San Jose. And once again, I would think Hatton won't know too much about him and will have to do a reconnaissance job as he goes along.
Yes, he'll have to, but I think just the physical size of Quiros will suit him. Hatton, a tremendous body puncher, will be looking to get in as close as he can, as quick as he can, and land with his body punches.
Quiros started as a welterweight, in fact, 1 division up from this, and won his first 5 in the very first round. But since he's moved up a notch, he's begun to find his level and been beaten a couple of times. Interesting to see how good he might be. Rangy, long arms. Don't remember any other Hatton opponent being this tall.
Well, Hatton just standing in front of him a bit too much, I think, early on. He's been caught with a couple of decent uppercuts. And really needs to remember his head movement. He can be caught with shots, Hatton, and there looks to be a little bit of damage to his eye.
Left eye problem. He's been cut in the past, Hatton. So early difficulties here. And that looks a bad cut as well. Goodness me. So here is a little mini crisis within the first minute and a half for Ricky Hatton, on an occasion when he would be looking to shine and show the American boxing cognoscente what he's all about.
Well, he has started a bit too casual for my liking, Hatton, and been caught with some silly shots when he's just stood around.
Yes, and with a nice looking left hook though. He's got this problem tonight really of getting in range to land his trademark body shots. Got to get past those long tentacle-like arms of Quiros. There's a real drama early on here. And that cut looks so bad that it could force a premature stoppage.
Well, that really would be disaster for Hatton, especially in America.
19-0 so far, Hatton, with 15 knockouts, and he's never had to go more than 6 rounds.
Well, the eye is pretty bad. He's keeping very calm, Hatton, and for me it's a bit too calm. I'd like to see him just, show a little bit more spark in this round.
It's just one of those little obstacles, though, that he has to overcome along the way. Has to keep his composure and get himself back into this contest. But he can't really, at the moment, get in range. Quiros' opening round. Mick Williamson there in the corner. the specialist cutman who's been brought in for recent fights. It's just as well he's there.
Yes, it is. Looks a bad cut, and we'll need somebody doing a good job on it. I'm sure Mick Williams will do that. But it's dangerous for Hatton already getting caught. He was just too relaxed and standing around too much.
Well, there's Quiros, who was knocked out in 9 rounds in California by a, well, ordinary Mexican, really, last December. And all the predictions were that, well, he got some useful form at his level, but shouldn't really present too big a problem for Hatton. But that is bad damage by that left eye, which looks nearly closed, doesn't it?
Yes, it doesn't look good. He really needs to waken up a bit in this round.
He's just a bit slow out the blocks, Ricky Hatton here. And we've got a delay to the start of the second round here for some reason or another. This fight being recorded by our American TV colleagues, and they're going to maybe use it later. Hatton might be wishing at the moment that they don't. You're watching it live from Detroit, here in the Fox Theatre. Now, will Hatton take a gamble here, thinking that he better stop Quiros before the cut stops him?
Well, he does need to get inside pretty quick and start letting his shots go. He needs Quiros to feel the power that he possesses in his fists.
Getting closer, Hatton. Again, these uppercuts, though, from the Costa Rican. And so far, Hatton not able to unload to the body, which is where he's caused so much damage already in his career.
Well, the lateral movement that we're used to with Hatton, the steps to the side, are just not there as much in this fight. He's a little bit casual. Good body shot going in there.
He's hurt in there, Glenn, with that body shot. And again, these rib crunches now beginning to sink in. And Quiros, I fancy, not liking these. And another one. It's a left hook to the body, and it's laid out the Costa Rican in round 2. Well, that's Ricky Hatton's answer, and I don't think he's going to get up from that. It's knocked everything out of him. He won't go on, and Hatton, cut badly in round 1, wins in round 2, and in the end, he did send out his message. Mind you, he won't be fighting for a few months.
He won't be. That was a dreadful injury, but what a terrific finish for Ricky Hatton. He started too casually, paid the penalty for that with that bad cut, but when he did start getting his shots off, when he got in close, the punches really took their toll, and some beautiful left hooks to the body really did hurt Quiros.
Well, Quiros has the nickname of the animal, and in the first round we wondered if he might be a pretty wild one. It certainly turned out that way for Hatton's left eye, but he's got the job done. I noticed there Val Casal, the WBO president, in the ring. What do you think the Americans would have made of that?
Well, I think the first round, they wouldn't have thought that much. It wasn't a good start for Ricky Hatton, but when he started to put the punches together, the left hooks to the body were sensational.
As ever, he stays unbeaten. 20 straight wins, a scare, a bad scare, and I'm not sure how much longer that eye would have stood up. I would suspect the answer was only another round or 2.
Yes, I wouldn't think it'd be very long. It is a bad eye, both with swelling and the cut, which was in a bad place, and that's going to be a problem for him. That's opened a couple of times in the past.
Well, he was cut against Mark Ramsey and Paul Denton previously. Cuts are going to be a problem for him off and on, I think, in his career, but eventually he's got the job done with a spectacular left hook to the body. And Quiros was never, ever going to get up from that. All over in the second round. Manchester's Ricky Hatton, the brightest prospect in the country, remains unbeaten.
getting it for the man here.